forest plantations, and CO2 sequestration in Bolivia. In the 1980s, Bolivia was considered the third largest producer of coca plantation, which is the raw material for cocaine. Coca plantations were located in tropical areas of Cochabamba, La Paz, and Santa Cruz. The boom of drug trafficking during that decade increased the number of coca plantations, which took over many agricultural regions, national parks, and protected indigenous communities. In consequence, rainforest was cleared, burned for arable area. Coca plantations led to a massive deforestation that increased over the years, bringing climate, ecosystem, social, and cultural impacts. Protected areas were invaded and cleared for farmland, bringing further settlers who exacerbated the environmental problem because when coca is processed into cocaine, harmful chemicals are released into the soil and rivers, such as alcohol and benzene, sulfuric acid, sodium carbonate, kerosene, ether, acetone, and hydrochloric acid. 1 hectare of mature coca plants produces 1 ton of coca leaves in 12 months. It takes 300 pounds of coca leaves to produce 1 pound of cocaine, meaning that many hectares are needed to satisfy trafficking demands. According to the U.S. Office of Justice in 2003, 23,600 hectares have been used for coca cultivation. Consequences. The drug trafficking brought extreme violence in the area and death to many families of indigenous communities. It also brought social, health, and cultural problems. For the indigenous, coca is considered a sacred plant used in ceremonies such as marriage, funerals, and as a traditional medicine. The health problems to those exposed to the noxious fumes were intoxication, brain damage, heart, lungs, liver and kidney problems, and also body deformities. Since the 80s, sustainable development programs have been implemented in those areas with the objective to switch coca plantations with agricultural products such as coffee, chocolates, tropical fruit, and crafts, all for exportation. The need of reforestation was taken as a priority. The reforestation had two different goals. One, to reforest protected areas, national parks, indigenous territories, and areas colonized by settlers. Sector Foundation works in 20% of those protected areas. The second goal, to reforest agricultural areas to produce marketable wood. These projects emerged with the participation of Sequestration Foundation, who was responsible of the site stratification of eligible areas, identification of suitable species, and forest management. The Bolivian government, the community, the indigenous have been a fundamental key in this process. And of course, the financial support of the Food and Agriculture Organization and United Nations, who were also responsible to open markets abroad to sell those products. In 1995, the European Union, the Food and Agriculture Organization, the Flemish government, and the regional government started funding the reforestation of 2,000 hectares as part of the Regional Sustainable Development Program. Since then, the carbon footprint has been a serious concern due to the environmental effects, such as the increase of temperature, the rising of sea level, the sea ice melting, the change of the precipitation patterns, and the ocean acidification. Therefore, the goal has been the generation of carbon credits and production of marketable timber. The carbon sequestration in Bolivia has been validated and approved by the United Nations. From 1997 to 2005, a total of 989,622 tons of carbon dioxide have been sequestered in the forest that otherwise would have been released into the atmosphere if it wasn't for the project. The program is still running and estimating to have an average of 4,601 tons carbon dioxide of anthropogenic removals per year.